say, if at first you get sued and have to pay out $25 million, not only is he dishonest, he's not too bright.
Growing in rain.
Phone call from my man Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy said if Floyd accepts the challenge, that he'll put it on the actual show.
There's no way this man is broke. There's no way.
Yeah.
If he is, I don't know where the money went to.
Exactly.
Floyd Mayweather lost his temper after Jimmy Kimmel publicly questioned his money-making moves and exhibition fights during a live show. Kimmel poked fun at Floyd's obsession with chasing quick cash, and the live confrontation left Mayweather visibly angry and fans shocked.
Pose for this, or was this just...
I guess it's something that they just made up.
Something made up. Do you think they're going to paint over that when it goes as everyone seems to think it's going to go?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. You should buy that gym from him and knock it down with a wrecking ball.
We can do that.
That would be something you could do.
We can do that.
You could potentially make... How much money could you reasonably walk out of this fight with?
350 million.
$350 million.
Yes.
Wow. I know you love money, right? I mean,
it's cool. It's cool.
yeah.
Kimmel's bold questions only stirred the pot more. But beneath Floyd's flashy image, serious warning signs were surfacing. Financial advisors have long cautioned that over-the-top spending, bad investments, and no steady income can destroy even massive fortunes. For Mayweather, those warnings appear to be coming true.
This is from Instagram. You're on what looks like a private plane, just with a whole...
No, my private.
Your private plane, sorry. With a whole lot of money, and it looks like a couple of bowls of ketchup, maybe, also.
No.
Are you eating this money?
Those are cup holders.
Oh, those are cup holders, okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't have a private plane.
But you didn't flew on.
What do you do with all this money? I mean, like, do you actually use it? I mean, are you using the cash?
You know, cash is king.
Do you have an ATM card?
I'm the human ATM.
Mayweather was recently seen walking around New York City, pointing to buildings and claiming he owns several of them. He was trying to show he still dominated in real estate. But that story didn't hold up. Investigations revealed that many of the properties he bragged about weren't legally his or tied to any of his registered businesses. This only fueled more doubt about his actual wealth and how...
What the hell is going on with Floyd Mayweather, man?
Man, do we got money or not? I don't know what's going on.
I'm lost.
Man, I seen, I think Stephen A was talking about he was bankrupt.
See, I know he came out with this commercial talking about he just invested in this deal that's worth like $402 million that's dealing with 60 apartment buildings.
Yeah, I heard a nigga bought half of New York.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so he walking down the street of New York. Yeah, I own that one. I own that one.
Seen that too.
So some people reached out to the agencies that he's connected with about this deal, and they said no comment.
Let me say something. I got a question. Niggas is nosy for no reason.
Nosy as hell.
What? What I'm reaching out to these people about? They deal for.
We want to talk to you about the Floyd Mayweather deal. No comment. But they say his name ain't on no paperwork or nothing.
I seen him on something. He look like a bum.
Floyd?
He was looking like a bum. Had like he ain't shaved in months.
Oh yeah, I seen that too.
There's no way this man is
seen
broke.
that too.
There's no way.
Yeah.
If he is, I don't know where the money went to.
Exactly.
On top of money troubles, Mayweather has been dealing with serious legal problems for years. One ongoing issue involves lawsuits from former girlfriends who say he emotionally abused them. These cases have added more damage to his already controversial reputation. The lawsuits include detailed accusations, suggesting a consistent pattern rather than just isolated problems. These legal troubles keep dragging down his legacy, making it harder for Floyd.
Floyd Mayweather, real quick, okay? So somebody sent me a lawsuit. I gotta go through the details. But apparently, a few of his girls, strippers at Girl Collection are suing him for loss of wages, okay? Now, I wasn't gonna pay attention to this because I was just like, well, how are y'all strippers? And you suing him for loss of wages. I'm trying to figure that out. Like, you get your money from the paper. What does he have to do with your money? And so somebody put a little bird in my ear. They said this was the beginning of the lawsuit, okay? They're gonna be adding more allegations of harassment and all this stuff. And I was like, no, hold up, you worked in a club. And so apparently there's more to come. All right. But here's my thing. I was like, the last person that filed a lawsuit against him, alleging anything, where's she at? Anybody seen it?
A new video recently surfaced showing Mayweather spending outrageous amounts of money renting luxury homes, places he doesn't even live in. These choices seem more about keeping up appearances than being practical. Critics say he's throwing money away just to look rich, not to actually manage his finances wisely. For someone who brags about being a financial genius, this kind of spending seems more.
Floyd Mayweather just signed a deal to lease an apartment in Midtown Manhattan. He's going to be paying $100,000 per month for this place. Here's the apartment, you guys. It's got 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, 4,000 square feet, and the place is pretty epic, I'm not gonna lie. The description says that this is a double unit and it is a corner unit, so you got a ton of natural light in here. Do you think this place is worth $100,000 per month? Why would Floyd spend $100,000 a month on this apartment? If I had to guess, it would be a combination of owning something is just kind of a liability. Plus, I'm pretty sure whenever you rent a place versus buy a place for business purposes, you're able to write off more of that lease payment. So if I had to guess, that $100,000 per month is going to be a pretty big write-off for him based on how he plans to use this place.
Trying to fix his image, Mayweather released a video showing off his real estate investments across the U.S. He claimed he was shifting away from flashy homes and moving toward commercial properties that make money. The goal of the video was to calm public fears by saying his big house sales back in 2017. Mayweather tried to quiet his doubters by flashing a $100 million check during a press event. The check was from his fight with Manny Pacquiao and had never been cashed. It was meant to prove he was still wealthy. But while the stunt was dramatic, many people questioned why such a huge...
He's like the Floyd Mayweather of the MMA, the UFC.
I didn't know Conor McGregor was undefeated, but I didn't know that he had a reign in MMA for 20 years and undefeated, and was world champion in 5 different weight classes. That's something I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I guess you guys telling me something new. If you say he's the Floyd Mayweather of the MMA.
Well, do you
I mean, if you say he's the Floyd Mayweather of the MMA, I'm trying to find out. Have you ever made $300 million in one night? Have you ever made $100 million in one night? Have you ever made $70 million in one night? So, as far as trying to say that he's the Floyd Mayweather of MMA, I mean, it's okay to just to say it, but it's not true. I'm a legend, a living legend. You know, I gave just sport of boxing. I gave years and years of hard work. It was blood, sweat, and tears. I had a tremendous team. I had a tremendous run. I think that it's time for Conor McGregor need to go out there and do what he do. But never compare Conor McGregor to me. That's a total disrespect.
Well,
I mean, once again, I'm an elephant. Elephant don't beef with ants. You know, elephant is so large you don't even see ants.
Mayweather often defends his lavish spending as a reward for his years of hard work. He reminds everyone he came from nothing and fought his way to the top. To him, showing off his riches isn't arrogance, it's motivation. But boxing legend Mike Tyson once said Floyd seemed too obsessed with himself. Tyson's comment echoes what many fans and athletes feel, that Mayweather's constant bragging during tough economic...
What lessons do you think Pacquiao and Mayweather could learn from you in terms of life away from the ring?
Well, Floyd seems to be going through some stuff like me right now, you know, like realizing no one's his friend and everybody's probably, even though I even hate to say it, because maybe everybody's kind of a little jealous of him, you know, because he is Floyd Mayweather. I know these other guys got their money, but this guy is the champ of the world, you know. It's hard to compete with that. So he's pretty big on those scales as far as on the celebrity scale. So he's gonna realize what life is all about, what friends are all about, and realize that we only have a few of them. And sometimes they're the only ones we got. They may not be the ones we want, but they're the ones we have. You know, sometimes we want to have glorious, glamorous friends, but they don't want to be our friends.
Mayweather's habit of proving his financial power popped up again when he compared his earnings to Anthony Joshua's. He boasted about making $74 million from ticket sales without needing a huge audience. Even if true, the way he said it came off as insecure. Experts say it's just another sign of Mayweather's jealousy.
He said in particular, and then there was also some footage that dropped a couple hours ago on IFL TV that, is the reason I'm making this video. He made some comments about Anthony Joshua and compared, I guess, his, because, he talks about his money a lot. So he compared, I guess, his fight with Pacquiao to Anthony Joshua. And he was saying, basically, they didn't need 100,000 or 90,000 people to do X amount of dollars. Here, I'm gonna let you listen to it. Here's what he had to say verbatim. Here's what Floyd said about Anthony Joshua.
Talk about that. I was in the Guinness Book of World Record for breaking all the records. You didn't tell him that?
Of course you have.
For generating billions in the sport of boxing, or having the fastest sellout crowd.
But
those guys done. And I was watching a fight when I was at my Miami house. I was at my Miami home. I was watching a fight with Klitschko and the guy Joshua, and they said that this is electrifying, sort of like the Pacquiao and Mayweather. And I said, well, we didn't have to have all those hundreds of thousands to do a $74 million game. So, and like I said before, but those guys put on a hell of a show. Like I said before, I'm just on another planet. And you definitely know it. Because you've been around for years. And you see the same thing over and over and over again.
All right, so there you have it. Mayweather basically saying that, he's on another planet and all this stuff, and that, they didn't need 90,000 people and all this stuff. But, let's look at it like this.
Oscar de la Hoya, one of Mayweather's biggest rivals, has called him out for being a hypocrite. De La Hoya pointed out that Mayweather often mocks YouTubers and crossover fighters like Ryan Garcia. Yet Floyd himself has made millions fighting the same kind of opponents. By calling them just influencers while making money from similar fights, Mayweather appears...
Talking about this kid Ryan Garcia. Tank got his followers from kicking ass. Ryan Garcia got his followers from YouTubers. There's a difference. So you want to be a YouTuber or you want to be a fighter? Tank is a fighter.
What the fuck? So Ryan Garcia's not a fighter? He's been fighting since he was 7 years old. He has 200 plus amateur fights. I don't care where his followers come from, if they come from fucking Mars. The fact is that Ryan's followers are selling this fight. And plus, don't you remember you fought YouTubers? Are you putting YouTubers down? You profited from them. I can't with you, dude. You're fucking dumbass. I can't wait. April 22nd, Ryan Garcia fucking knocking out Tank Davis.
De La Hoya and others believe Mayweather might be chasing attention or cash. His frequent media appearances and dramatic comments seem time to get back into the spotlight. Since retiring, Mayweather has taken part in low-risk, high-profit exhibition fights. He's gone up against YouTubers and MMA fighters, making easy money, but...
Floyd is somebody since I'm 8 years old. This was my idol. It is a tremendous honor, but make no mistake, June 11th, I'm bringing bad intentions to that man, and I don't care if an exhibition or not. You signed to fight me, it's no quarter, so it's kill or be killed.
Another big event, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a crazy crowd, I'm pretty sure, but I've been here so many times, I've been fighting since 1987 to now, so I know what it takes when, at any level, so I'm just happy to be here.
I watched every one of his fights. I've never seen anybody throw combinations with the intent and the speed and the accuracy of that man, and I was captivated that night on. So I've been Team Mayweather since I'm 9 years old, but like I said, when it's time to get to business, we're gonna get to business, and we're gonna fight.
I will continue to have fun, entertain, until I'm ready to say, you know what, enough is enough.
While Mayweather says these fights are just for fun, purists think they're making boxing look bad. De La Hoya even slammed Mayweather's exhibition match against John Gotti III, calling it embarrassing and damaging to his reputation. He urged Floyd to stop before these.
Floyd Mayweather fought another exhibition against Gotti last Saturday. A real the crowd booing in the arena at the end. But in the middle of the second round, Floyd literally had the referee swapped out. He didn't like that the referee told him to stop hitting behind the head. Floyd is used to having the refs do whatever he wants, and he wasn't getting his way this time. It was so embarrassing. Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse. Your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro.
An old joke came back around when Jimmy Kimmel teased Mayweather on air with a reading challenge, bringing up the feud with 50 Cent, who once dared Floyd to read a page from a Harry Potter book. Videos of Mayweather struggling with reading sparked new questions about his literacy. Floyd shrugged it off, saying reading doesn't define success, but the issue gave critics another reason to doubt him. Add to that his history of arrests and legal troubles, and the clean image he tries to show starts to look very different. Fans and
Will Smith just publicly thanked Floyd Mayweather, but a lot of people are calling him out for that. And where it all began was right after Will Smith slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars, which Will Smith said almost ended his career. With Will Smith apologizing, getting a 10-year ban from the Oscars, and he said many celebrities would not return his calls. And the only exception was Floyd Mayweather, who called up Will Smith every day for 10 days straight. With Will Smith saying that the only reason Floyd Mayweather called was just because he wanted to make sure he was okay. And Will Smith said before that he only met Floyd Mayweather a couple times before, calling him an acquaintance, but now would call him a friend for life. I don't think Will Smith should be saying this because Floyd Mayweather was arrested in 2002 for punching 2 women at his nightclub. And due to that, he had a 1-year suspended jail sentence in 2004. And then he was arrested again for assaulting a bouncer at a nightclub, getting another 90-day suspended sentence. Then was arrested for beating up his ex-girlfriend Josie Harris, which his son, when he was 10 years old, testified against his father, saying he was assaulting his mother. So Will Smith is not a bad guy, but clearly made a mistake at the Oscars, and it's not a good idea for him to go befriend Floyd Mayweather. Because life's ultimately about who you associate with, and with that, I'm Charles Pearl. I hope you learned something.
Boxing great Roy Jones Jr. recently took aim at Mayweather's legacy, saying he changed what the sport stands for. He made great money, Jones said, but only for himself. According to Jones, Floyd's focus on money over honor shifted boxing from being about legacy to just chasing profits. Many fans feel the same. Once a symbol of greatness, Mayweather's image is now fading. Even with a perfect 50-0 record and huge earnings, the lawsuits, reckless spending, and off-putting behavior are casting doubt.
Not because he did a great job, but he did it for himself, and it worked for him. But everybody now wants the Mayweather concept, because Mayweather made so much money, staying undefeated, waiting till the right time to fight Pacquiao, finding the right people to fight at the right time. He monopolized the business. But the problem was, it only made him money and the people he was fighting. It didn't make money for the whole sport. So what he did himself a great job, but it hurt the sport. Because not everybody wants to fight, stay undefeated. You understand me? Me, it's like when 2 guys get here, they gotta meet. No, wait. They was here 5 years ago. They should have met. You understand me? Because now, we probably could have got 3 good fights out of it. You understand me? But because we waited too long, the problem what people don't understand is, tomorrow's not promised to nobody. Guess what?
Mayweather is now facing serious backlash over claims that $42 million was stolen from him, putting a dent in his once untouchable image. The spotlight is on his trusted security man, Big Adam, as the investigation plays out. Fans and critics are beginning to ask if Mayweather's empire is far weaker than it appeared. Though he's still one of boxing's biggest names, Floyd's legacy is cracking under the pressure of scandals, sketchy deals, and gimmick fights. Once respected for his skill, he's now seen by many as a fallen star trying to hang on.
A big Charlie being from Vegas, he had, went back to Vegas and Floyd had picked him up. And so it was around late December, he had hit me and said, "Hey man, Floyd is getting rid of one of his dudes. If I can get you over here, would you want to work?" And just me wanting to change the pace at the time, I was like, yeah, hell yeah. So Floyd was coming down to playing a celebrity game with with Team Watson. And so it was like December 14th or something like that. So I asked one of the dudes to cover me, and I went over to the Van Nuys airport and met him. And so, you know, Church had already told him about me. Big Mark, rest in peace, had told him about me. And so when I met him at the airport, he got off the plane. He looked me up and down, was like, Big Church, you good? I was like, Church, like, hell yeah. He's like, Big Mark, you good? He's like, hell yeah. He's like, all right. Yeah, he on. Yeah. So I started with Mayweather December 28th, 2007.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.